Boop, boop, boop. I'm here with Paul. Okay, so you went through Speedrun Ethereum, you went through and used Scaffold ETH. Can you tell me just maybe about the starting of your journey, and then we can talk about the pit of despair and then where you landed?
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, and nice to be here. So basically, before I was a Web2 developer, right? I've been working as an Android developer, right, for a corporation. And when I moved to Buenos Aires, I was just like shocked with the amount of um, talented people here, right? There's like Web3 developers, blockchain developers, smart contract developers, all kinds of Web3 developers. And I started like learning more and more about it, right? And I got introduced into Scaffold, right, and speedrun Ethereum. And yeah, that was an amazing journey. And after I finished like all the speedrun course, I applied to multiple hackathons like ETH Global, Dora Hacks, all kinds of online hackathons, and it's been great. I learned, got like more experience and got some connections. And on ETH Global, I met a guy who's also like in Buenos Aires, and that was like great. So we chatted, like went to grab a coffee, etc. And when I was actually started to look for a job, that's when I got into like the despair, basically valley of despair, because there was like so many scams, right? There was like so many fake recruiters. It was just insane. Like I got a lot of emails, and I wasted time on like talking to them. And the thing is, it's impossible to figure out which one is a scam and which one is real, because these fake recruiters they have like 500 connections on LinkedIn. They have like 5 years maybe on LinkedIn. They have a LinkedIn page. They have everything basically you expect from a company to have. After like a month of just wasting my time talking to fake recruiters, I reached out to some connection that I had and like to the people that I met on offline events. And one of the guy was like, "Hey, we're actually hiring. Do you wanna like join us on offline hackathon that we have like in Buenos Aires to test your skills?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" So I went there. I met the team, I met developers, and together we built like a dApp in 3 days. And after having like this test run, they were like, "Hey, you're actually a great fit. Why don't you work for us like as a full-time dApp developer?" And I was like, "Oh, well, that's amazing." And yeah, that's basically it. So I would say the main point is it's very helpful to meet people offline, right? It's which sucks, because it feels like we're all kind of uh, not too maybe social creatures as
We're introverted
developers.
nerds. Yep.
Uh, yeah, yeah, but that's really rewarding. And the thing that's really cool about hackathons and not just conferences is that you get to actually build stuff together, right? So you have something to do. It's not like you just come there and you grab a cup of coffee, and just like watching the crowd, but you actually get to do something like code with other people, and that's when you socialize, you talk, you discuss things, and yeah, that's where like you get like more opportunities basically. Yeah.
So to summarize, you moved to Buenos Aires. In Buenos Aires, like you kind of got ETH pilled or crypto pilled by a bunch of people. You were an Android
hmm
developer. A lot of people were like talking about crypto. Do you remember like the thing that got you to be like, okay, I'm gonna go like pull up the website and learn? Do you remember what that
hmm
moment was by any chance?
Yeah, before that, yeah, I got slowly like introduced into crypto when like all of my like bank accounts got blocked, like because I'm like a Russian national, so that's stuff that we have to like fight with. And but I didn't know that I actually not just use crypto, but actually build for it. And first, I think I was looking into like on YouTube, like blockchain development course, like by Patrick. What's
Collins,
the
yeah.
name? Yeah, yeah, Patrick Collins. Yeah, really, really awesome
Badass.
courses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like stuff online, right? It's like there's a difference between like stuff you see on YouTube, just someone doing something, and meeting like an actual person who's actually done it. It's like, oh, okay, it's not just just YouTube, not just blogging, right? It's like a live human being who's actual like a blockchain developer. And like at one point, I realized that, oh my God, everyone is around me in works in blockchain, basically. And and so like I remember like I was asking that, okay, this is real, right? This is like blockchain development is a thing. You can actually build something like for a smart contract, right? And I was like, yeah, yeah, it's awesome, it's amazing. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna do it. Like I love crypto, it's like liberating, like from finance. And yeah, I wanted to have it more in the world, basically, to be like more on chain or more on chain stuff.
So you
Yeah,
got ETH pilled, you
yeah,
searched it out, you ended up like doing speedrun Ethereum, getting the knowledge from speedrun Ethereum, taking on those challenges and scaffold ETH. But then
yeah.
after that, you start applying to a bunch of places, and
Hmm.
there were a lot of scams. Like it was all scams. And it
Hmm.
wasn't until you kind of broke through the scams and went to an IRL, like in-person event and met someone. And in colliding with this person, it wasn't even at that moment. It was later on down the road you reached out to them or they reached out to you virtually, but it was from that in-person in like contact that you had that sort of led
Hmm.
to them offering you a job or offering you to come try out for a job. And you said that he
Hmm.
was using Scaffold ETH too, right? The Zetachain guys were also using Scaffold ETH. Can you talk about that a little bit too?
Yeah, yeah. Like CEO asked me like, "Hey, what's your tech stack? Like, what do you use?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I use like Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind because like I come from like a Scaffold background." And he was like, "Oh, that's exactly what we use. Like, we
That's
use
great.
Scaffold too." I was like, "Yeah, well, that's amazing. It's like perfect match." Yeah, so it's really awesome. Like because apart from like Web3 stuff that Speedrun onboard me to. It was also a full stack tech that Speedrun onboarded me to, right? It's like only then I started to learn how to use like Next.js, all the like tricks with React, and just how to use it like in general. So yeah, so it's been really great. Yeah,
This is Zim here, right? Zeta chain. So it's like an EVM compatible chain.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they had you come build at a hackathon to prove that you were a good builder. And what was the
yeah.
story with Dust.Fun? This is also built with Scaffold too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a tool that yeah allows you to take all the dust token that you have. Maybe like you trade like meme coins, for example. You have like 50 tokens in your wallet, and you can just select them all, and with a click of a button, you can turn them into like ETH, for example, or USDC. You still need to kind of approve like one by one. That's a limitation, but yeah, it's like way easier than going to Uniswap and doing all kinds of stuff there. Yeah, and also like Pitch Lucy, which is our project. It's sort of like you need to pitch AI your investment idea, like investment token, and it can actually go and buy this token, right? And like add it to your portfolio and reward you like with part of this token, basically. Yeah, that's one of the things that we do. Yeah,
This is really cool. So I feel like the real insight here is that you couldn't do crypto virtually. You really needed to have that in-person collision with that person. You needed to meet someone that you could really trust. And you were
yeah.
really in this despair pit of, I've got the knowledge, I can write a smart contract, but I just don't know what to build or where to build it. And
Hmm.
and by searching virtually, you weren't finding, and you really what you were finding is a bunch of scammers that wanted you to download and run a
Hmm.
thing so they could steal what crypto you had, which I mean, it's so sad that crypto is such a cesspool, but it kind of is. You really needed to
Exactly.
have that
Yeah.
like in-person meet with that human. That's a really great story. Anything else that you'd add there? I think that's a really cool thing to share with other folks is they basically you've got to go to hackathons, you've got to meet people in real life. Maybe we even figure out a way to do virtual hackathons, but more like this where we're human connecting and proving we're not scammers and working together on something. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I got like so many like I got so many interactions with like these fake recruiters and scammers that we hired like a developer like a month ago, like at our project, and if I saw this advertisement, I wouldn't believe it, right? Because we don't have like a website, like our team specifically. There is no website. It's just some guy texting you like, "Hey, like, do you wanna like work together?" Like, I wouldn't trust it, honestly. Only after like a meeting IRL. Yeah, that's the way to go,
This is
IRL.
great. So even
One
from the
thing,
other side of
yeah,
the pit of despair, keep that in your head. Even from the other side of the
yeah,
pit of despair, as you guys have a job description and you're trying to hire this guy, it looks just
yeah,
like all the other scams, and you wouldn't, as this guy, even accept this. It really comes down to that IRL trust. Okay, what was the other thing that
exactly.
was in your head?
Yeah, maybe like another points that may be interesting if you're more like entrepreneurial minded. What our CEO did is he reached out to Zetachain, offering them to build dApps for him, right? So like to create a team to build on Zetachain exclusively. So maybe like if you have this entrepreneurial like thing in you, maybe you can actually pitch to a huge protocol, huge company that like this is a real company, right? This is not a scam. Like for example, let's take Optimism, right? Let's say you can actually write to Optimism and say, hey, I want to build for you exclusively, right? Would you like to, sponsor us to create dApps? And this is what we do. This is our team, and it's like that's also you can approach companies and
You say
offer
you're
them,
doing, you do
right,
the
to do
outbound.
something.
Yep. And if you have a bunch of
Right, right.
builds, so having your scaffold ETH and your speedrun Ethereum profile to say, I built a DEX, I've done over collateralized lending, I built a stable coin, I built all these things, that's good. But then having a bunch of builds, like take scaffold ETH, take whatever your stack is off the shelf and just build a few things and deploy them all the way to mainnet and try to get a few users. And then I think what you're saying is, you can do the outbound. You can start talking to chains, you can start talking to orgs and say, look at, like, I can build apps. I have a couple users. I just don't know what the next thing is. Like, I'm ready for this. I would say you're almost a senior Solidity engineer, but you earlier on the call said, I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird. You don't know when you are a senior Solidity engineer, but something along the way of like actually deploying things and getting users like gets you there, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of like learning experience, like in full stack in general, and like how to like grow a business, like sort of like a almost like a SaaS, like Web3 SaaS, like what kind of things you need to do, like take feedback from users, right? Apply it, and just learning experience like on all fronts, basically, like Solidity, full stack, business sides, like everything.
Marketing, all
Yeah,
the things. Yep.
marketing, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, like communities,
Amazing.
Farcaster. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Paul. That is great insight. It was so insightful to hear this, like this hackathon moment where you collide with this other person that changes everything.
Mhm.
And even though a builder is over here, if you're building in the dark, you may never have that collision. And even on the other side of the pit of despair, the way people are advertising jobs look scammy and other scammers are scamming. And so this like real like trust has to happen. Really cool insight. Thank you, Paul, for your insight. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate all the efforts with Speedrun and Scaffold. It's been like immense help for me and just to onboard myself to Web3. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Heck yeah. Thanks, man.